Healing your nervous system is not glamorous, and it's certainly not becoming high vibrational overnight. It's teaching your body that you no longer have to live like you're in a war zone. Trauma lives in the body because the nervous system learns through repetition. So healing has to become repetitive too, not through force, through safety. And neuroscience shows us that you can't always think your way out of survival mode. The body has to experience safety before the mind believes it. So here are some practical ways to start regulating your nervous system daily. Step 1, get a cat. Just kidding. Step 1, breathe slower than your panic. Long exhales activate the body's parasympathetic nervous system. That's the body's safe mode. Step 2, hum, sing, or gargle water. It stimulates the vagus nerve and tells the body we're not in danger. Step 3, move your body gently. Walking, stretching, dancing in your kitchen like a feral woodland creature. Stored stress needs somewhere to go. Step 4, reduce overstimulation. Your body was not designed for 700 notifications and doom scrolling till 2 a.m. Step 5, ground yourself physically. Cold water on your face, bare feet in the grass, naming objects around you. Presence interrupts panic. Last but not least, rest before collapse. Not every pause has to be earned through burnout. And remember that one of the hardest parts of healing is that a dysregulated nervous system will make chaos feel familiar and peace feel suspicious. So at first, regulation can feel uncomfortable. Quiet feels foreign, stillness feels unsafe, and love feels terrifying. But over time, the body learns the same neuroplasticity that wired you into survival can wire you back into safety. Your nervous system is not trying to ruin your life. It's trying to protect you with outdated survival maps. Healing is teaching your body, thanks for keeping me alive, but we don't live there anymore.
You have to understand that the only way to regulate the nervous system this is literally the only way, okay? There's no other way other than this way I'm about to explain to you. The only way to actually really regulate the nervous system and keep it something that's consistent is by repeated consistency of safety. The nervous system awareness doesn't live in the nervous system. This is why a lot of people actually don't heal or feel like they're not healing in the way that they want, is because people have a lot of awareness, but awareness sits in the mind. Awareness sits in the mind, okay? Whereas the nervous system, that's what carries the attachment wounds. That's what carries the trauma. That's what carries all the unresolved pain. So the only way your nervous system will actually start to regulate is when you begin teaching it safety. And what does that mean? In moments when you find yourself being hyper vigilant and just on edge, telling your body, talking to your body and saying, I am safe right now. Doing certain movements like butterfly hugs, doing bilateral stimulation. These things help teach your nervous system that it's in a safe space rather than living in a dangerous, threatening state. Because the only way your body is ever going to process that trauma and that pain is when you teach the nervous system that in every moment you're not living in survival. You're not living in a threatening situation. You don't have to run for your life. You don't have to be hypervigilant. Once you can rectify that and reconcile that, that's when the healing begins, and that's when the nervous system actually starts to regulate. And I will say the primary reason why a lot of people actually don't regulate their nervous system is because they have not healed their attachment wounds. Your attachment pain and wounds comes directly from your upbringing in your childhood. So think about it like this. If you cannot reconcile and heal the attachment wounds and work through it, you're always going to be drawn to unhealthy connections. And because you are so used to unhealthy connections from your upbringing, you then take that into your everyday life as an adult. And then you start scanning and looking for relationships that feel familiar to those unhealthy connections. And by doing that, you're literally perpetuating the problem. You're keeping your nervous system regulated. This is why understanding what your attachment wounds are. Therapy is great for that. Reflection is great for that. But here's the thing though, you have to understand too that healthy connections, being in relationships that are healthy, where you can be yourself, you can be open, you can be transparent, you feel safe, you feel seen. This is what also actually regulates the nervous system. So repetition of safety consistently is a way of teaching the nervous system a newer narrative and a different narrative than what you were brought up with. And the old programming and the old narrative says, we're not safe, we have to buckle up, we have to stay super hyper vigilant and very, very alerted to stay alive. But when you can teach your nervous system that you're no longer living in that state, that's when it starts to regulate itself.
If you feel like you're constantly living on high alert, burned out, or waking up with a knot of anxiety in your stomach or anywhere in your body, not actually specifically your stomach, some girls they feel it in their throat. Okay, you watch your breathing and you feel like you're shortened of breath. Your nervous system is not broken. That's what I want to say here. You're not broken. You're not always anxious. The deal is it's not regulated, right? You're overwhelmed. And standard advice I want to give you here, just relax, take a deep breath, and we're gonna talk about it because that's so important to talk about the nervous system. Because in your nervous system, your money, in your nervous system, your relationship, in your nervous system, your confidence, your nervous system controls every single thing in your life. You could literally spoil a moment in your life just because your nervous system is not regulated enough to accept something to happen to you. That's why it's so important to talk about it because it literally could change your reality.
10 ways I healed my nervous system. 1, no phone the first hour of my morning. 2, I am never in a rush to drive anywhere. I have nowhere to be that bad. Number 3, I do not listen to music in the shower. It's okay to sit with my thoughts and the blessing of warm water. Number 4, no phone past 6 p.m. It really is that damn phone. It really forces me to relax and spend quality time with my family. Number 5, I understand that it's not my job to understand other people's actions or understand everything. No reason to make sense of things you'll never make sense of. Number 6, I eat in a way that is healing to my gut, which is then healing to my mind. Number 7, I go outside and put my bare doggies in the grass every day. So you are grounding with the earth. 8, I force myself to sit with my thoughts and think through my feelings versus being distracted. Number 9, I water plants. Number 10, I listen to the birds and nature every day.
Your female nervous system does not regulate like a man's. Your nervous system regulates through oxytocin. Say it with me now. Oxytocin. One more time. Oxytocin. Stick with me. Not dopamine like a man's nervous system regulates through. Oxytocin. When is oxytocin released? Cuddling, physical touch, pleasure. When you are taking things slow and really letting them sink in and experiencing pleasure in any capacity, your body is releasing oxytocin and regulating your female nervous system. Now, if there is someone on this app preaching about nervous system regulation and they fail to recognize the difference between the male and female nervous system, it's just an incomplete picture. They're not wrong, but there is definitely a pivotal key piece they are missing in order to really land this work and integrate it back home.
10 things you can do this week to help regulate your nervous system so you can stop feeling like you are in a constant state of fight or flight. Coming from someone who overcame 15 plus years of anxiety and panic disorder, trust me, I know what I'm doing. Number 1, hum along to a song. Number 2, spend more time in nature. Number 3, put your legs up the wall for 10 minutes. Number 4, thump your chest for a minute. This feels great. Number 5, bilateral stimulation, so butterfly taps or going on a walk. Number 6, dunk your face in a bowl of ice cold water. Number 7, dance, shake it out, jump around. Number 8, lay down, put your hand over your stomach and take a few deep breaths into your belly. Number 9, stop slouching and sit up straight. And number 10, reduce the amount of stimulation that you have going on. So if you're on your phone, turn off the TV. Let me know if you want a part 2.
Welcome back to my Spiritual Baddie series, and today we're talking about how to regulate your nervous system. If you've been feeling stressed or constantly bloated or like your body is in fight or flight, these are some ways to heal that from the inside out. 30 to 60 minutes of no phone in the morning is something that I didn't know my body needed until I started doing it. Your cortisol is already naturally at its highest when you wake up in the morning. I keep my phone face down before I go to sleep, and I have a Hatch alarm clock, which is amazing, by the way. I definitely get out of bed and make sure I do my skincare and try to make some breakfast, drink some water. I like to grab my journal. I've been really into journaling first thing in the morning. You can also do a quick stretch. You can listen to a guided meditation. You can read a couple pages of a book. Once you start getting in the rhythm of it, you start to lose this dependency to your phone, and it's actually such a freeing feeling. The second way to regulate your nervous system is by activating your vagus nerve. Your vagus nerve runs from your brain stem to your gut, and it's like the longest activated nerve in your body. It's also where your parasympathetic nervous system lives. This is shown physically with your heart rate slowing down, your breathing deepening, and your digestion switching on. Regulating your nervous system is directly tied to your gut health. How to activate the vagus nerve? You can literally do this so simply through humming or breath work, or even splashing cold water onto your face. I personally love doing contrast therapy, which is cold plunge and sauna. Other ways to activate the vagus nerve that I like is massages, lymphatic drainage, red light therapy, and restorative yoga, which is also called yin yoga. Lots of ways to do this one. Do your own research and find one that resonates with you. My third tip is to really hone in on your bedtime ritual. Your body does most of its repair work, both physically and emotionally, while you sleep. So this is like the most important habit that you could build a routine out of. A dysregulated nervous system can also really affect how deeply you sleep, and also not sleeping well affects your nervous system the next day. So it really is a cycle that ties back to the way you sleep every day. I would probably aim for 7 to 8 hours. I personally need 8 to 9 hours of sleep to wake up and feel fully rested. All the healthy sleep habits that you hear about are 100% true. I know it's really hard to practice them. No harsh overhead lighting, keep your room cool and dark, try not to do screens or blue light like an hour before you sleep. I like doing guided meditation. I like going on my acupuncture mat. I like journaling. I watch YouTube and I play video games, so I'm not like the poster child of perfect sleep, but I do things that really help me wind down when it's time. It is so crazy how our nervous system is connected to all these different areas of our body. So sometimes if your gut is feeling inflamed or you're bloated, it doesn't have to do with your diet so much as the things that are going on in your day-to-day life. Let me know if any of these resonated with you guys. As always, I love to hear your ways of deregulating your nervous system or de-stressing and your spiritual baddie tips. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.